Good afternoon and welcome to Training Tuesday. And we are this week talking about our latest product, MediaMaster. So what do we got, MediaMaster? Well, the good news is MediaMaster Beta 26 has been released. As of Thursday last week, we released MediaMaster 26 Beta. It is now available on the ChamSys website, as you can see on my screen here now. If you head over to a ChamSys website, go to a software page, you have a MediaMaster software page, which you click Learn More, will take you to the page here. Of course, as before, the legacy MediaMaster Pro 6 and Grand VJ legacy software is still available. But if you click on Core or Pro here, we'll take you to our brand new MediaMaster download page, where you can go ahead and you can download MediaMaster 26 Beta. It is still a beta software at the moment, while we get your initial feedback on it, and we're hoping that we will have a stable again soon. So for now, MediaMaster Pro 6 is the current stable software there. Just a note, it is currently Windows only, but as you'll find on the page here, if you scroll down, it will give you things like your system requirements. We do have plans in the work to work on a new Mac version of MediaMaster in the future, so watch this space. MediaMaster 26 Beta currently is Windows only, and it's important I should say that it's not supported running in virtual machines or VMs at the moment, so I'm afraid Mac users, you will have to wait, but promise you we will be working on a Mac version of MediaMaster. We know that a good number of our MagicQ users are Mac users, so we haven't forgotten you, don't worry, but there's a bit of work to do before we get there. I should also say that there's a whole library of visuals that you can download from a download page here. Again, it's got various sizes of them, various visual packs you can download, and of course there is a lovely online manual for MediaMaster available now. Now, if you are an existing MediaMaster user, head over to the right hand side of the page here, and you can see all about our upgrade path. So there is a path for you to upgrade. The important thing to note, as our friends at Archaos offered before MediaMaster joined the ChamSys family, if you purchased MediaMaster Pro 6 from February last year, so February 2025 onwards, you get MediaMaster 26 for free. So you can actually go ahead and you can upgrade right now, and there's discounts if you purchased earlier as well. You can contact our sales team for more information. I'm not a sales guy, I'm here to talk about the software. But anyway, I just wanted to make you aware of that. Once you do go ahead, if you want to license a software, well, the software's free. So you can go ahead right after this session, you can go to that download page and you can download MediaMaster 25 for free, and it will run your system. Just note, the free version of MediaMaster does have a watermarked output. You'll see pop up every so often. There's a little watermark which will pop up, a little test card when it's unlicensed. But it allows you to test the software, use it, see what it's about, and we're running through it today. You will find we have our site here, which is linked from the ChamSys website. It's mediamaster.chamsys.co.uk, where you can find about all of the different licensing. Now, there's obviously a couple of different ways you can get your software license. You can upgrade. If you bought MediaMaster Pro 6 before, you can upgrade for free. If you bought it in the last 12 months for free to MediaMaster 26. And there are some other options there. We have Core and Pro as our software licenses here. You can click on these here and you can check them out and you can do the whole licensing online. And you can manage your licenses here. Now, if you're an existing user and you're going to take advantage of the upgrade, all you need to do is head over here, register for an account. It is a different license system, but we do know about your old licenses. They are all in this system. We know your history in there, so you can, for free, if you've bought in the last 12 months, upgrade your software as you would expect to have done before. So there's where you can manage your licenses. That's all live. It's online. If you want to license the beta software, you can go ahead and do that right now. Well, the good news is I've already installed the software on my laptop here, and you can see it running here. This is a training session, more about MediaMaster 26, and we're going to look at, well, what's new and what's going on. As I should say, Training Tuesday, it's a live session. Please do comment along in the chat if you have any questions. I'm hoping the stream is working, although it seems like on YouTube it might have frozen at the moment, but we're hoping it's still going. You're being very quiet if you are on YouTube. Maybe if you are watching on YouTube, just drop a comment in the chat so I know that you guys can actually see this. But Facebook is certainly running. Hello to the usual faces out there. We're just taking a quick look at the stream just to check that we are going on YouTube. Yes, it looks like we are. Excellent. Good. Cool. So I'm running the MediaMaster software here. You should be able to see my window here, which is the MediaMaster software. Now, if you install it on your laptop, as part of the installer, you will see a prompt to ask you, do you want to install a demo workspace? I would highly recommend you do that because it gives you a good starting point. If you do select yes, you need obviously an active internet connection because it downloads a little bit of sample media to get you going with something. So this is running the sample workspace. You can see it was created by Tony, who is Mr. MediaMaster. I will get him into a Training Tuesday at some point soon. So there's a sample workspace, and it's all about workspaces. So you can see here I have a close and open workspace button. If I choose to install the sample workspace, it will load me straight into this sample workspace here. You can close that workspace and you could create your own project should you want to. So I've just gone ahead and I've closed that here, and it will now ask me to choose a workspace folder for me to work from. I've gone ahead and hopefully stuck this in my MagicQ folder, or maybe I didn't actually. Whoops. Well, I'm going to hit cancel here, and I'm going to open a workspace, and it's going to ask me to choose a workspace folder. And now I'm going to go, well, actually, where did I put my workspace? I didn't actually. I just let the default install run. Well, I'm going to hope it's in program files somewhere. Let's go and have a look. Is it in ChamSys MediaMaster? Actually, I remember now, it should be on my desktop, which is not showing me on my icons here. Why am I not seeing desktop? So let's go this way. Let's go users. Let's go, it's a support laptop. Let's go to desktop. There you go. There's my sample workspace, and I'm going to go and open that workspace up there. That's going to load in my sample workspace. Of course, you can make your own workspace in a new folder. Just create a blank folder there. So in my workspace then, I can load in media, etc. from there. So how do I want to do that? Let's put some media in. So I'm going to go to my workspace manager, and you can see here is the media that's currently in this workspace. So you've got folders down here on the left side, and you've got files within folders along here. Now you can drag and drop media in here. I think I opened a File Explorer browser earlier. So if I go to File Explorer, and for some reason, why have I lost a link to a desktop here? But never mind, I can go to it this way again. I'm going to go to support, I'm going to go desktop. Look at this, we've got a classic Magic HD content here. You can drag media up here into my upload here. You can go along from up here from files, and you can go and drag files into the relevant folders that you'd like here. So I just went and dropped that berries in there. I can go and drop that down into here. I can go and drop this file here, and I've dropped these into the relevant folder. I've just put those into folder 1 called green there. Okay, so I've dropped them in here. Now you don't have to drop them in this way. You obviously could if you wanted to. I can go and find that folder on my desktop. There's my MediaMaster folder there. There's my media, and I can actually drop media in here as well. So you don't have to go and sit and drag and drop one at a time in there. You have a much easier way of doing that. So let's talk about a little bit about the MediaMaster user interface. Well, if you were a MediaMaster Pro 6 user, or even older, you'll notice the interface has changed a fair amount. There's a whole brand new user interface for MediaMaster. It's actually a much more responsive user interface, so all the elements you can customize. So you can see here I've got my presets panel. I can drag, move it around, in things like my edits for my parameters. You can drag and resize the window. If I click on a layer, for example, layer 1, I then have the controls for layer 1 here, which again I can resize, move around as I like. As I click on different layers, etc., this window changes here, and all of the items are customizable. So I can move and put the things I want in my view. So okay, maybe text and controls I'm never going to use, so I'm going to just drag and move that down here. Actually, maybe color is important for me. I'm going to move that up here, and you'll notice as I move around the window, it will save. See layers it keeps together, but if I go to a surface or etc. there and come back, it keeps the order that I've got things in my layer. So much more responsive. Easier for me to organize what I'm seeing there. I'm going to toggle on live here, which is going to turn on my output. I've got a screen on the desk here, which should give me some output when I get some media playing in a moment. So let's get some media playing. Well, let's talk about layers. Layers up the top here, you can see I can set the number of layers here. Now, important to know, depending on your license, if you're in the free software, the watermarked output, you can add all 48 layers. If you're in our core mode, you get 12 layers, and the full mode, you get 48 layers. So you can choose your layers by just clicking on the top here. You can choose your surfaces along here as well. I've just got a single surface going to my output, and outputs along here as well. Now, MediaMaster, and the important bit of this session is we're talking about how you can control it with MagicQ. Of course, it's lighting, video for lighting people. So we want to control it a bit like we would a lighting fixture. So we're going to get into that in a moment. So I'm going to go to a layer here, and I'm going to whack up some intensity on it. You can go through file and folder by just clicking, or the easiest is just to click on your thumbnail here, and I can go into a folder. Okay, there was folder 1 here, and I'm going to go and grab this bit of media here, hit OK, and it's now playing back as you can see there. Of course, all the usual controls you'd expect per each layer. So I've got color control on my layers. Okay, it's green there, so let's take the green out. There you go. Got color control. I can choose my playback. Does it go forward, backwards, bounce, etc. there. The speed, etc. Start and end points, effects, so all the stuff you'd expect there. And we will cover some of this in more detail in future Training Tuesday, so don't worry, I'm rattling through this here. I want to get to the bit where I'm controlling it from the console. You've got basic cropping on layers, etc. So I can go and take cropping down here. We've got enough future Training Tuesdays. We talk about using the video mapper and the pixel mapper, so don't worry, we are covering those in future sessions. Separate thing there. So yeah, we've got basic playback going on here. I want to get into the exciting bit. I want to control it. I'm a lighting guy. I want to control it from the console. So what have we done in MediaMaster 26? Well, we want to make it easy for you to control it from the console. So if I go to project here and I go to DMX patch editor here, I have my layers and my simple control along here. So I can drop in things like my fixture layers, etc. here. And I can go and pick a protocol, pick a universe. So I'm set to ArtNet at the moment. You can see I've got some layers dropped in here. You can multi-patch things. So I could go up to another universe. Okay, I want to go up to, say, universe. Let's go to universe, say 40. And I could go and drop a simple layer onto that universe should I want to. Okay, I can go and drop an advanced onto there. So you can drop what you need into universes, ArtNet universes, stream the ACN. And you will see we also support MA2 as well. We want to make it easy for you to control this from a lighting console. We'd love it to be a ChamSys console, but of course any console that outputs ArtNet, Streamy ACN is well supported, so don't worry about that there. So we can drop things in here. Now, actually one of the most powerful things that we've done in MediaMaster is that we've got rid of the idea that you have to use all the layers. Of course you can, but you can actually now drop in exactly what you want into a layer, and you can export a GDTF file which you can go and take onto your console. So if you only want to have, say, just the intensity file and folder from the console, you can add just those in and you can export a GDTF, drop it on the console, and that's what you'd have. Okay? But rest assured, as I showed you in the patch editor here, if you want to just drop in things like your layers, etc. in the right order, so I put them on universe 0, I think it was. There you go, you can see I dropped in all my layers, etc. there. We have the default personalities in MagicQ, so no silly having to go mapping between the two. I can just drop layers in as I like and control it from MagicQ. Now, important thing, if you are going to control it from MagicQ, you can see I'm controlling it from the interface here, as you can see there when I bring on these here. If I go project, you do need to enable it being controlled via ArtNet Streamy ACN. So I dropped in via ArtNet. I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to go to DMX here, and I'm going to toggle on ArtNet and choose my network adapter, my 10 adapter here. You of course do have the option of using loopback if you want. So if you've got MagicQ MediaMaster on the same system, you can do that here. I'm going to pick my network adapter. Of course, if you're using Streamy ACN, you turn that on here. So Streamy ACN and ArtNet treated separately. And if you are going to want to send live thumbnails, so live previews and thumbnails, you do need to toggle on CITP at the bottom here. So make sure you toggle that one on. And you can see now I've done that, it's grayed out the parameters that I've got patched. So because in my project, in my patch editor, I dropped in a basic layer, you can see it's grayed out those. Those are now being taken over by the console. Okay? So now I have control of the console from those. Just taking a look in the chats, what have we got here on Facebook? Lots of hellos. Hello, Badru. Badru, you've moved. You're in UAE now. Good to hear from you, and great to see you with your 500M console. Just checking out on YouTube. Does MediaMaster come with any ready-made content you can just go and play? Absolutely. As I said, when you install it for the first time, you will get the option to download a sample workspace. It comes with some very basic content, but as you saw on the download page, there are various visual libraries you can download and install separately. Actually already answered that one. Excellent. What old dongles also be supported in the future? The old dongles, the MediaMaster license dongles, I believe you can actually take your license off that, and if you buy a MediaMaster or get yourself a MediaMaster 26 license, same system. I should talk about licensing. Good question before I jump into the console. So if I go to help here in License Manager, you can see I'm fully licensed here. And of course I did that using our online license system. So I had a code, put it in my email that I got from the website, and licensed it up here. Now if you have yourself a dongle, you can plug those in and you can transfer the license to a dongle. I should remind you that when you get a MediaMaster 26 license, one license can be used on 2 systems. So you can license up 2 computers with one license. Okay, so they're valid for 2 systems. Right, jumping back to where we were. I just enabled ArtNet on my settings here. So I went Project, I went Preferences, DMX, I've enabled ArtNet and ticked CITP. And you saw it's grayed things out here because it's already receiving ArtNet. Okay, so seamlessly, I'm going to jump from this laptop here, which is running MediaMaster, over to this laptop here, which is running MagicQ. And if we jump onto this laptop here, I've already done a little bit of pre-setup on this laptop already. So I'm just going to go and jump here over here. What have I done? Well, I've already patched in MediaMaster. How did I do that? Well, if I go Tuesday Media and I go Media Server, you will see there's a MediaMaster head file here, MediaMaster 26 there, and you choose what is it you're going to do. Okay, I can go Layer All, and you go ahead and you patch it in. So we make it dead easy for you. I've got here my 12 layers, one surface and one output. That's set, that's done. As always, when you're controlling a media server, you go to your setup window, view system, view wings, and then view media here. And when you've patched it as a media server, this will automatically pop up for you. Now you can see number of layers is set to 14. If we jump back to MediaMaster here, you can see that, yes, I have 12 layers, but I have one surface and one output. What we class in MagicQ as layers is a number of things that you're controlling. So we actually call the surface and the output a layer as well. So that's why back here in MagicQ, we call it 14 layers. The layer 1 head number, well, that's the patch head number here of the first MediaMaster layer, which is 664. Okay, obviously be aware if you change your head numbers, you will need to go back and update that in your media window here. I've set the IP address of the server here, and I've set enable thumbnails, enable live previews, and I hit get thumbs. It's now going to pull all those off that server. Hopefully it's going to go ahead and grab those, and I've got thumbnails and the connection to the system. Cool. So if I now come back to my media window, and you can actually see before I close that, it tells me the connection state here is connected. Come back to my media window here. Media window, again, if you use our patching via choose dim/media and select a media server here, it will auto populate things in this window because it's set up as a media server here, so it's a media server 1. So yes, I could control MediaMaster or any other media server using my group position color beam window, but it's a little bit clunky. Best to go into the media window, and I'm on servers, server bank 1, you'll see your servers along the top here. I can pick MediaMaster here, and then I've got my 12 layers, the surface and output. So I'm going to go layer 1, and I'm going to locate it just like I would with a normal lighting fixture. Surface, locate, output, locate, and that would give me some output from the software. If we go ahead and jump here, and you look at my screen on the calendar here, look at that, I've got some output from my system. So I've got a nice output going from my system here. You can see I've got thumbnails going on along the top here as well. So if I go along and pick some media, you can see what's displaying here. I can go to a second layer, locate it. You can see I've got thumbnails and previews going on here. If I go to the media tab here, I should be able to change my folder. So if I go up to the next folder, there you go, you can see I can pick my media from there, and I can chuck some media. You can see I've now got 2 layers going on here. If I go to position, I can drop my intensity down and I can mix 2 layers together. There you go. So I have full control. Just checking you can see my output. Yes, you can. I have full control from the console. Because I use the layer all, I have all attributes available to me. So if I go on to say my second layer here, these are like your attributes along here if you've not used a media window before. Intensity, of course, does what it says there. Position, I've got my position controls. So I've got my scaling on each layer. So I can go ahead and take my scale, something like that. And let's not go too coarse on it. There we go, something there. I've got color control. So okay, I can go and take all the green out of that here. I'll put the green in. There you go, take it out. So it's now blue on there, etc. So all of the controls end up on my encoders. Media, see where I choose my media. I choose my output, playback speed, etc. Is it looping? My blending, all of that can be done from here. My effects, etc. So I have full control from the console. I can record to a queue, to the programmer, and run that up as a queue, just like I would with any other lighting fixture. So as we say, MediaMaster, it's video for lighting people. Control it like a lighting fixture. You will notice if I jump back into the MediaMaster software here on my laptop, you can see that it's grayed out the attributes which are taken over by the console. So at this point, I don't have control of them because I'm controlling them via the console. The console overrides it. Okay, so I can't come in here now and move these. I can obviously move the window, but I can't move it around because it's being controlled by the console. Okay, you can see that it says intensity ArtNet 01. It knows that the control is coming from there, so I have lost control from that system. So I would need to turn that off. If I want to stop having control by that, I need to go off and turn off my DMX control, and then I can jump back in and I'd have control again. This has been a hugely quick overview of MediaMaster. We are actually focusing on MediaMaster for about the next 3 or 4 weeks. So watch this space. We've gone through the basics of getting the software installed, basic video playback, connecting up to the console today. As I say, in future weeks we're going to be looking at things like the video mapper, the pixel mapper, and a little bit more granular control of the software. So hopefully that's been a really quick 20-minute introduction, is what we get for Training Tuesday, to MediaMaster. Have we got any other questions in Teams? Someone recognises the content. Yeah, I wonder where that came from. Paul's asked, what's the difference between a surface and an output? Very good question. Well, surfaces, we can do bits of mapping on them. We will get into that on our next Training Tuesday. So yeah, I'll leave that with you. You can go and download the software. You can get that installed and see if you can answer that question for me next week. So watch this space. Thanks for joining us for Training Tuesday. Really excited to hear your comments on MediaMaster. So if you do get downloading MediaMaster for next week and maybe watching the stream later, please do comment in the chat. Or if you've got specific areas you want us to look at with MediaMaster in the future, please do let us know. As I say, we will be focusing over the next couple of weeks on the video mapper, on the pixel mapper, and other areas of the software. So we'd love to run through those. But if you've got other things you want to look at, please do let us know as well. That's been Training Tuesday for today, and we'll see you again next week.